Hello, Dr. Strangelove and any TA who may be watching this video. My name is Karen Benesso, and this is my learning summary video essay for CMN 1160, Section C. So starting off with what I learned, I want to talk about what I learned about mediums. And so media, as we know it, comes in various forms. There's internet, radio, television, as well as more modern forms such as social media, SMS communications, MMS, and there's a variety of other forms of media out there. One thing I really learned from this course, though, was that different mediums or different platforms ultimately cater to different audiences. And what I mean by this is you take a look at different platforms such as Instagram or Facebook, for example. Well, with Instagram, you notice that the demographic that's using it is typically a lot younger versus Facebook, where you see typically an older demographic. And so this is one of the first things I kind of learned about different mediums and the different platforms and how they cater to different audiences. Another thing I learned from this course is that media is constantly evolving. So on the left, you can see, early media consisted of black and white videos, but then proceeded in the modern age here. Now we have social media, and with platforms like YouTube, instead of going to a movie theater and paying, $10, $15 a ticket, now you have the ability to watch movies and stream things from home for practically close to nothing. As well, in 2022, we have other forms of media as well, such as NFTs or non-fungible tokens. And, this deals with the metaverse, and we've been seeing a lot of this in the media right now being discussed. And so, it's very interesting to see how media is constantly evolving and has evolved over the past decade very dramatically. And so one thing I really took from this course is definitely that media is constantly evolving. The way we learn about media and how we use media is also evolving as well. Another thing I learned is that media and different mediums stoke different emotions. So in the lower left here, you can see there's a newspaper article that's comparing the president of Russia to Adolf Hitler over his involvement in the current war in Ukraine. And so you can see from this specific news article, or the cover of this newspaper, that it's definitely stoking the emotion that this is a very serious event that people need to take seriously. This is a big world event. And meanwhile, other platforms or other publications sometimes have, different articles or different mediums that stoke different emotion. And so this is an older article, but this is one I actually found this week, and it's titled "Would-Be Guide Dog Triumphs as Greeter at Victoria's Empress Hotel." And so the real thing that I'm trying to explain here, and what I really took away from this course, is that different platforms have the ability to stoke different emotions in different people, depending on the type of content that they're viewing or the overall message that the author of that content wants to get across. Another thing I learned from this course is that media is ultimately used to further private interests, whether that be, political entities such as political candidates and campaigns, or with the example we saw in the course with Barbie and Mattel, and Barbie being used as a symbol of female sexuality and the ideal female in our world. And so that's definitely something I took away from this course, is that, we're constantly consuming media, but at the end of the day, we need to look at and really analyze, well, who's creating this media, and what is their overall message that they're trying to get across? What is their goal by presenting this media to us? And so that was something that, it really struck a chord in my mind. And it's something that really makes me think about the media that I personally consume these days. And so in conclusion, media is constantly changing. Media is always around us in one form or another, and has an impact on our daily lives for either good or bad. So for example, whether it be propaganda, misinformation, or if it's positive news stories like the one I shared earlier about, the dog who became a greeter at the Empress Hotel in BC. And the real thing that I really want to stress, and the thing that I took away from this course, is that you can either let media control you, or you can try to control it. But either way, there is always going to be a relationship between you as an individual and the media around us. And so with that said, thank you for consuming my learning summary video essay. I know there's probably a lot of students who might gas you up in these reports and really hype up the course, but I'll leave it on a genuine note and say that I really enjoyed this class. And part of the reason why I enjoyed this class was because it was so non-traditional. In my political science classes, we talk a lot about large concepts, and I'm required to often write these large papers. But the tone in this class, I think, with the types of assignments we had, just being the small field reports, right? It definitely inspired me to want to learn more because there wasn't as much pressure to hammer out these large assignments. So I just wanted to leave that on a final note, saying that I definitely enjoyed this class, and I look forward to taking another one of these communication classes in the near future. So thank you so much for listening to my presentation.